all so much for joining me tonight, Saturday night, live here on my YouTube channel at One Man, Three Hearts. Tonight is a particularly special live because I am feeling immense gratitude to be here with all of you and to be alive. Tonight I will be discussing the events of a freak accident that occurred a couple weeks ago on the 6th of March. I had a freak accident that landed me back in the hospital for the last week, and I really haven't had much time to process it and deal with all of the emotions that come with it. Everything was so unexpected and happened so quickly. And I figure what better way than to unpack and to kind of let myself heal through discussing with each and every one of you. I am very fortunate to have created such a safe space on my platform and to have built a community, a family with all of you. And so I just think that it's so appropriate for me to not only discuss, but also answer select questions and just allow myself to really sit with the events that occurred last week. So thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and it means a lot to have you guys join and be with me tonight. Go Leafs go! Hello, hello. One of my regulars, Ellen Bozart, my boo and a member here on YouTube, as you'll see by the badge next to her name. Thank you, Ellen, for always being here and always supporting me, not just here, but on all of my platforms. I appreciate you, boo. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I will start. For anybody that's new, my name is Christoph. I am a 40-year-old quadriplegic who is living with an extremely rare degenerative muscle disease called myofibrillar myopathy. I have been living with this disease my whole life. However, I was not diagnosed until my late 20s. I got sick when I was really young, at the age of 6 years old, and that was after being born apparently typically healthy. I had no issues at birth whatsoever. There were no signs of illness. In fact, I met a lot of my milestones very early on in my life. I was talking early, I was walking early, and so when I collapsed at home unexpectedly on the night of February 23rd, 1990, and doctors had no explanation as to the cause, and found that I was in complete heart failure, sitting my parents down in a waiting room of New York Hospital over 36 years ago to tell them that I would probably not live to see my 7th birthday. They gave me less than 6 months to live on that night. And yet here I am with all of you 36 years later. I just turned 40 this past summer. And so I'm here to share my testimony, my story, my experiences, and to remind every single one of you that do not let anybody put limits on your life. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't achieve something, that you're not capable of greatness, because I am living proof that you can overcome anything, that you can achieve your goals, and that despite all the challenges that life will tend to present to us, you can still enjoy life and be happy. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you guys here with me. Ray, what's going on? How are you, my love? Ray says, hey there, love. I'm just getting off work. Love from the South. Well, welcome. I hope you didn't have, too stressful of a day at work. Working on the weekend is definitely not easy. I speak from experience, being that the producer, Jennifer Cascardo, and I, we never stop. 24/7, we are going at it, working very hard just to build my brand, to expand my movement, and to do everything that we can to bring my story to millions of people all over the world. And so I just really hope that you yourself are enjoying your work as much as I enjoy mine. Susan Furman says, hello, this is Sue from Massachusetts watching you now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Although you're probably a Red Sox fan. We're going to let that slide. We're not going to focus on that tonight because tonight is about appreciation of life, coming together. If you can't tell, I'm a Yankees fan. And just loving each other. So welcome, welcome, Susan. Thank you for being here. All jokes aside, thank you. Beverly Lundgren, another one of my members here on YouTube. Guys, if you are not a member, please consider joining as a member of my box cart here on YouTube. We are currently over 9 members. I'm really hoping to get to at least 50 within the next couple weeks. And I would love for you to join. You get perks such as you can see, a badge will show up next to your name anytime that you are in a live or if you comment on any of my posts. You will also be allowed to have access to members-only lives, and you will also get priority response to any of your comments. I get so many hundreds of comments a day, and it's really hard, especially because of my hand weakness, to get to all the comments. So being a member allows me to prioritize which comments that I answer. And anytime you're a member, like as soon as I see your comment, you're going to be getting an answer from me. So that's one of the amazing perks of being a member. Please consider being a member. It's $2.99 to join, $2.99. I've really tried to make that affordable for everybody just so that you guys have access to all exclusive content, all things Christoph. All right, so I really want to get into what occurred last Wednesday. I'm really happy to have you here with me because, like I said, everything occurred so quickly, and I really have not had a chance to sit and process all of the emotions, and I want to do that in real time with all of you because you have become such a comforting space for me, and I never imagined that I would be able to connect with so many strangers essentially over the internet, and that you would be the ones to help to motivate me, to help inspire me, and to make me feel safe at a time in my life when I'm really struggling with a number of different things. My life has been far from easy. Again, since the night of February 23rd, 1990, I have faced challenge after challenge, and it seems as though every single time I feel I have conquered something, that my struggles are going to be behind me, something else comes up to test me and to put me in a situation that I have to fight. And I honestly believe that right now, in this moment, even though I have survived like so many unimaginable things, this moment right here is what's testing me to the core. I have been having such a challenging time with my illness and the level of weakness that it has come upon me. I was diagnosed in the summer of 2010, and what's funny is that when I got my diagnosis, even though I heard what the doctor was saying and I fully understood the scope and the magnitude of what he was saying, I never could have imagined that I would have been in a place in my life where not only am I wheelchair bound and on a ventilator, like those were all things that I kind of really, I don't want to say expected, but I knew that they were going to eventually come to pass. But things like being so scared and anxious on a daily basis, having to fight off intrusive, anxious thoughts constantly, and trying my very best to be at a place of peace and just not have to worry every moment about my survival. That was something that I was not prepared for. So, some of you may not know, I have a 24/7 live in caregiver. He's with me day in and day out. He lives with me. He's the only one that lives with me. My family does not live with me. My family, my mom, like my siblings, extended family, are all within like a 15-minute distance. But my caregiver lives with me in our apartment along with my puppy Paris. So it's the three of us. I've been with my now caregiver for going on 3 years. May 28th will actually be our 3 year anniversary together. And I've had, I want to say over 10 different caretakers since being in the wheelchair. And I really appreciate what my now caregiver is able to bring to my life because he's so skilled in the ability to manage so many of the needs that I have. And that's not just like regular physical things like getting me dressed, helping me in the bathroom, but the medical side, like things with my ventilator or my medication, which is so important that, I take my doses on time regularly, that I don't miss a dose. He's very on top of those aspects just as much as, helping me to get a haircut, get my eyebrows threaded, because your boy has to stay fresh. Like, that's one thing I've always promised myself is that I was not going to allow my condition or my disease to rob me of being who I am. And one of those things is that, I like to stay fly and just really take care of myself in the hygienic sense. Meow Skulls, hello, hello, hello. Meow Skulls, what's going on? Green Eggs, hola, hola, unknown, unknown. Hello, welcome, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So, it's a very demanding job. Being a caretaker is a job that, not everybody can do. I really believe in my heart that it's a job that you have to be called for, a job that it takes a very special soul to engage in it. Yes, the person is obviously getting paid, which we'll get into that because your boy's funds are drowning right now. It takes a lot to maintain my care, and that's something that I'll get into in a little bit. But regardless of that, even with getting paid and having it be a job that, provides a living, you are essentially sacrificing so much of your own life to take care of somebody else. So I'm very, very grateful to all of my caretakers that I've had, but especially my now caretaker who has really taken on the job in a way where he does not miss a beat. That being said, it also requires that that person takes time for themselves. So my caregiver was on vacation last week, and one of the issues that we've had, since being together is finding somebody else who can keep up and somebody else that can replace him and allow him that very necessary time to be with his family, to unwind, to relax, to be here with me, and so that he can leave and feel like, okay, I know that Chris is in good hands. Because, a lot of times people will come on board and for whatever reason, they're just not able to maintain the quality of care so that, both, my caregiver and I can feel comfortable. From the second that my replacement caregiver came, I was feeling very, very nervous and anxious because I'm thinking to myself, like, there's so many different aspects to the job. Like, what if he, in an emergency, he panics and he doesn't know what to do? What's going to happen to me? I'm nervous as it is. And my my senses were very heightened, let's say, just with a new person that was taking on my care. Brownison, hello, hello. Christina! Guys, my social worker from dialysis, Christina, who's probably one of the sweetest social workers that I have ever met, is now in the chat. Welcome, Christina. Oh my God, it makes me so happy you're here. Gosh, wow. Yes, Christina. You already know. You already know. Christina watches as I get like my grooming in the middle of dialysis. My mom will come in to dialysis and she'll be giving me a full out manicure in the middle of my session. So like I'm not playing around when I tell you that I like to stay fly. So last week my primary caregiver was on vacation, and the replacement, was really doing his best. I have to give it to him. He was a really, really nice guy, and I was doing everything that I could to walk him through the very small details of my care. And he was really like keeping up. Now, I have dialysis on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you don't know about dialysis or you have not seen my recent long video posted, go check that out. I explain everything about dialysis, the whole process, the procedure, everything that I go through, everything that it entails. So do me a favor and check that out. You can hear all about the dialysis process. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have to be there around 10. Monday and Friday, sorry. I have to be there around 10:30 in the morning. Wednesday is my early session. So I have one day a week where I go particularly early because that allows for me to get home by around 10:30, 11, and then I can enjoy the rest of the day. I really actually enjoyed that, especially in the summertime, because then I don't feel like the whole day is wasted. On Mondays and Fridays, I usually get home by like 2:33, and so then by the time that I take a nap and rest, and it's already dinner time. And then most dialysis days, to be honest with you, I don't feel like doing anything. So this was Wednesday, March 6th, and my caregiver came in to get me dressed, get me ready for dialysis. He came in, and when I start my setup for getting dressed, it's always in my bed because I feel like it's easier to get my sweatpants on, my sneakers, and everything while I'm still in a laying position. He sat me at the edge of the bed, and at that point, when we transfer to the wheelchair, it's important that we disconnect this tube. So the comments might be blocking, but this tube right here that you see is connected to my ventilator. The issue is that when that tube is disconnected, I can't speak at all. So the mistake that was initially made was that he didn't let me finish explaining what we needed for transfer before disconnecting the tube. And so by this point, I wasn't able to say anything, and I noticed that my legs were not positioned correctly. So I'm doing everything I can to like try and signal to him, listen, hey, you have to move my legs over before you take me over to the wheelchair. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem. And a problem was had. My friends, as he was taking me over to the wheelchair, my right leg got twisted. And again, there was no way for me to alert him, to tell him. So as he got me into the wheelchair, he saw my right leg was twisted. And in that moment, what should have happened was that he untwisted my leg, just bring it under my left leg. But instead, he started to panic and moved me back to my bed. I was so afraid because I now knew that the situation was only about to get worse. And so I went from just having my right leg twisted to my left leg locking under my bed, and now both legs were twisted. He goes to lay me back in bed and realizes that my ankle was now twisted and stuck under the bed. I saw his face, and he was now full blown hysteria. Like he was losing it. Instead of keeping me in the chair again, now I have both legs twisted. One of them is locked under the bed. He didn't want to let me go, okay, because he knew that if he laid me back, now everything, like my whole ligaments would have torn. So he had to hold on to my shoulders. And so there was no way for him to dislodge the leg. So his attempt was to start yanking me under my shoulders to try and pull my leg free. If you could visualize, I am screaming my head off and no sound is coming out because I am not attached to the ventilator. So I'm just like, tears streaming down my face. My face is beet red. Now, my mother happened to be in the apartment at that time because sometimes she'll, stay here with the pup. She heard the beeping of the alarm on the ventilator because there's a certain amount of time when, like, I'm disconnected that the alarm goes off just to kind of alert people, like, whoa, it's a little bit longer than expected that he's not connected or getting oxygen. She comes around the corner, and my mother saw both my legs twisted, but noticed that it was my left leg that was trapped under my bed. Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! His leg! His leg! She comes running over, and she's the one that actually took her hands and released my leg from being under the bed. But by that time, the damage, my friends, was done. He lays me back in bed and connects me to the ventilator. I can swear my entire apartment complex heard me screaming. I was screaming at the time. I was sure that my entire leg was broken. Thankfully, it was not. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I was like, Mom, we need to get to the emergency room. No. We have got to go right now. The caregiver is like, he's feeling awful. I see him pacing back and forth. He's holding his head. I'm like, guys, there is no time to even think right now. I have got to go. I've got to go. They get me into the chair. Eventually, my mom ends up helping him by holding my leg. We race out of here. We head to the emergency room. Thankfully, they did not have me sitting in the waiting room for more than 5 minutes. They brought me back immediately because guys, when I tell you, I was screaming so loud. I lost my voice for 2 days. That's how loud I was screaming. So they knew that this was not a joke. So immediately they brought me back. Once they assessed the situation, they quickly gave me some IV pain medication, which was able to kind of, bring me down and calm me down a little bit. And they brought me for x-rays. Go in for the x-ray. What a nightmare. Trying to position my leg, in certain ways to get a good picture when I was in that much pain. The poor technician, I can tell, he felt so bad. He's like, oh my God, like, I'm sorry, I got to do this, but I just got to get this picture. Like, it won't be more than 5 seconds. I'm like, okay. I'm trying to work with him. I'm like, please, just do it fast, Brian. Please, hold the leg, do what you got to do. Let's get this over with. Finally, as I mentioned, they took the x-rays and were able to realize that nothing was broken. However, I had a severe sprain in my knee, I had a severe sprain in my foot, and I had fractured my ankle. It's so difficult to know that I need care for my survival, to get to a place where I have to accept that, you know, without somebody else to take care of me, that's going to cost me my life. But to now also up that and realize that, if somebody else messes up or does something wrong, then I am ultimately the person that's going to have to pay the price. It was really hard to, lay there and think about that on top of being in so much pain. My mother was with me again. The caregiver was, apologizing profusely. I was trying to make him feel better while trying to make myself better. I'm trying to make my mom feel better. It was just really the whole thing. I mean, the profanity that I yelled, I dare not repeat here on my YouTube live. I'll probably get banned for like a month or something. I was losing it, and quite frankly, like, I don't want you guys to think that I was being a hero by any senses in this moment. I really just completely succumbed to that weakness and the pain, and I just was losing it. I was losing it. I was having a really hard time with just knowing that, I could have been in dialysis going about my day, and yet here I was now with a sprained foot, a sprained knee, and a fractured ankle. The doctors come in and, they're going over the results with me. Scud, thank you. Hello from Russia. Hello, hello. The doctors come in, they're going over the results with me, and it was picked up in my x-ray that I have also developed vascular necrosis in my left knee. So for those of you that may not know, vascular necrosis is essentially bone death, because what happens is when certain blood vessels are damaged and you can't get blood to the knee, it causes bone death. Now, this was not originally caused by the injury, but exacerbated by it. So this was actually something that was caused by dialysis. Dialysis had, because of the shift of the electrolytes, potassium and phosphorus, that is what has caused bone death in my left knee. However, the injury had brought it to a level where that's why I was experiencing such significant, excruciating pain. My mom and I are looking at each other like, this can't be happening. This cannot be happening. That we went from just like a regular Wednesday of dialysis, and now I'm sitting in the emergency room with bone death in my knee, a sprained foot, and a fractured foot. We were told that I was going to have to be admitted to the hospital in order to manage my pain and to deal with the bone death. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, joining. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys being here. I love Gerlach the Destroyer. Thank you. Thank you. You love my glasses. Thank you so much. Alicia, hello, hello. Hello. Beverly, hello. Anybody that's been in the emergency room awaiting an admission for a bed, at least in New York, I don't know about where you guys, it can take anywhere from several hours to several days. So, again, this is something that I've been living with and dealing with, so I knew what I was in for. And every time that I'm in the emergency room with my mother, we are just hoping and praying that it's not going to be anywhere more than 24 hours. Thankfully, I really feel like my angels were with me during this time, because everything kind of just seemed to be working as it should. One of my angels being, as I mentioned before, the producer, Jennifer. She was one of the first people after my siblings that I called to speak to her and let her know what's going on, because we've developed a relationship such that, yes, as I said before, we work really hard together, but we've also grown to care about one another, and she has been one of my primary safe spaces that I know I can count on to make me feel better in those situations. Because even though I'm dealing with that on like a health level, I'm always worried about you guys. I'm always worried about my supporters and not to let you down and what's going to happen with, just everything. And so she always reassures me in those moments that, like, Chris, you got this. You're going to get through this. You're going to be fine. We're all going to be praying for you. And that is such like an important thing for me. So in that moment, I was really feeling like everything was happening in an organic way, that I knew in my heart that things were going to be okay. I was admitted up to a regular room later that night. So I think it was about 11 p.m. I know it wasn't midnight yet. And we had really been fortunate to be able to get a bed so quickly. I think I got to the hospital, must have been around 3 p.m. And so to get a bed in less than 12 hours was really, really just remarkable. However, when I got up to the room and I got a briefing from the resident doctor in regards to my situation, I knew that things were definitely more serious than I had anticipated, and that I was going to be there for a few days. Guy Love Gerlach, the Destroyer, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys. And hello, bonsoir. Bonsoir, chérie. And guys, Film Ladybug is in the chat. That is my dear Film Ladybug from over in France. Again, if you have not seen our long video together, Anne asked me a series of questions in regards to the filming process of my short documentary. It started with The Heart, a Sugar Beach digital production, which is now available for rental at $5.55 and purchase of $9.99 on Vimeo by DocuMarket. We had a beautiful interview. That video is in my long section, so if you would like to learn more about that, please do me that favor and check it out. Anne is a beautiful, beautiful friend of mine, and I'm grateful to have her in the chat with all of us. Ellen, hello, hello. Ellen says, oh my God, I can only imagine the terror that was brought over you in that situation. You will get through this. Yes, Ellen, you nailed it. You nailed it. The whole situation, from the pain, and again, just that fear of realizing just how debilitated I am. I think that with my caregiver now, I've gotten so comfortable that essentially I've forgotten just how debilitated I am. And, it really was highlighted in this situation just how much I have to depend on somebody else for my survival. I'm admitted to the hospital. I'm really trying to distract myself from the pain. I'm trying not to let myself get too worked up, because immediately they saw that my blood pressure was up when they hooked me up to all the monitors in the room that I was in. They saw, like, whoa, your heart rate is up. I didn't want to have to take additional meds for that. So I was trying to just do everything I could to zen myself out in this situation. When I went to suction, the nurses were coming in, not pretty more frequently than usual for my suctioning. I have a gauge where I know that I suction maybe like 3 or 4 times throughout the day. So the second I'm suctioning every half an hour or so, I know that something's up, So they go to suction me, and I notice that there was like a yellow tinge with some blood in my suctioning. I suction because having a tracheotomy, being hooked up to the ventilator, I build up a lot of secretions in my lungs, and suctioning is a way of relieving all that congestion. So a catheter goes down my throat, and they suck out all that gunk. Usually it's clear or white. So when I saw that it was yellow, I alerted the doctors immediately, and they realized that I had pneumonia in my right lung was just starting. That was because they did a chest x-ray. They checked the chest x-ray and confirmed, like, wow, his suspicion is right. He's starting to get pneumonia. I had my mom call the head of infectious disease. He is the father of a very good friend of mine. We went to high school together, and he's been taking care of me for several years now. And, ask him to come by and see me while I was admitted to the hospital. And so he came by, and after going over all of the various results, he was like, wow, you just had pneumonia not too long ago. So, what's up here? Like, this is not regular for you to have pneumonia again after getting such strong IV antibiotics. My mom then had a conversation with the caregiver just to kind of, go over my care. And in the conversation with him, she realized that he was not aware that we had to change out my catheter and properly clean them sterilely. And so the bacteria was introduced into my lung and ultimately gave me right lung pneumonia. Once again, less than, I want to say, a month and a half, 2 months after just having pneumonia. So now I'm in the hospital with a sprained knee, a sprained foot, a fractured ankle, vascular necrosis in my left knee, and pneumonia in my right lung. Did you hear that right? Do you want me to repeat it again for you? Okay, sure. Gladly. I will gladly do that for you. A sprained knee, a sprained foot, a fractured ankle, vascular necrosis in my left knee, and pneumonia in my right lung. If you haven't already, take this time to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up and like button, join as a member, visit my GoFundMe, and consider making a donation. I have really made all of those as affordable as possible because I really want to allow access for anybody and everybody. So please do me that favor, consider buying my book, renting or purchasing my short documentary. All the links to support me, Christoph, are in the About section here on YouTube. I lay here, and as I say these words and I relive essentially this story with all of you, Mo, don't worry. There's no such thing as being late to a live. You're here, and that's all that matters. Thank you, Mo. Juicy Jumbo. Yes, yes, yes. Juicy Jumbo, we are talking about life and how it can come at you unexpectedly and just completely throw you off your game. And I want to remind you that it's in those moments where you're completely tripped up. You're just going about your day and it feels like life hits you like a Mack truck. That's when you have to dig deep within yourself. That's when you have to reach down and pull out that strength to keep going. I was having a conversation earlier just today about how powerful our minds are. It's so important for us to realize that ultimately we are the ones that are in control. Things are going to happen to knock you down and make you feel like you're out of control. That's a lie. That's life playing tricks with your mind. You are the one that can get yourself to a place of, victory, that you can get yourself to a place of succeeding. But it all depends on you being able to realize that and to take control. And fortunately, I have a very strong mind, and that has been since I've been 6 years old, and I've learned to develop that over the years. But I've also realized, especially in recent years, that none of this can happen on its own. It takes a village. And I'm fortunate enough to have the support of so many incredible people, a powerful team. I have people behind me, just like each and every single one of you, that is able to help me to be strong when I can't be strong enough for myself. That's when I'm able to lean on my family. That's when I'm able to lean on the producer Jennifer. That's when I can lean on my film Ladybug from France, and that's when I can lean on all 41,000 of you here on YouTube. That's when I can lean on my 9 members, you know? And so I really, my goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers for the 1 year anniversary of my relaunch here on YouTube. I would really love for you to hit that subscribe button. By the way, I have been discussing with other channels, and there's something going on where people are losing subscribers and not even knowing how. So, make sure that you are subscribed. Even if you had subscribed before, do me a favor and just check that out and make sure that you're still subscribed and that for whatever reason you weren't just randomly unsubscribed from me. But I have so many things that I want to accomplish, and the whole purpose in sharing and processing with all of you is because I've realized that with everything that I deal with in my life, all the anxiety, the fear, everything that I have to battle consistently 24/7, because it doesn't stop. Like, I don't get a break from my disability or my life. Even when I'm laying here in bed, like in the back of my mind, I'm worrying about this tube becoming disconnected. I'm worrying about dropping my phone and not being able to get to it. God forbid I need to call for help. That happened just 2 weeks ago. Again, another long video where I talk about the freak accident where I almost suffocated to death in my own bed, just watching TV, enjoying. I go to sleep. Next thing you know, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm suffocating to death in bed and I can't call for help. You want to know more about that? Go watch that video. Go watch that video and then leave me a comment, okay, about your thoughts. Because less than 2 weeks later, now I'm dealing with this. That was February 4th, the morning of February 4th, that happened. March 6th, I'm now sitting in the ER again with vascular necrosis in my left knee, a fractured ankle, sprained foot, and pneumonia again in my right lung. If this is not proof to you of being able to overcome, being able to be victorious despite failure over and over and over again, I come on here to share with you, to let you know that yes, this has happened to me, but look what I've done with it. Look what I've turned it into. Okay? In about a week and a half, I will be speaking to over 700 young women at an all-girls Catholic high school to inspire them, to motivate them, to show them that yes, everything in the book says that I shouldn't be here. Everything that has happened to me should have taken me out. If not on the physical sense, then on the emotional sense. I should just be, a depressed person, just eating my feelings away, feeling sorry for myself, not wanting to do anything. But I refuse. I refuse. On the contrary, I've created a powerful movement that has reached millions of people all over the world. A self-published book on Amazon. I have a short documentary that was accepted into 6 film festivals nationwide, nominated for Best Short Documentary and won. I am waiting for a second kidney transplant. Most people are not even waiting for one. I'm on dialysis for the second time. Okay, it's going on 6.5 years of being back on dialysis. My blood type is O, by the way, O negative. So if you care to be a living donor, visit my website, oneman3hearts.com. You can apply to be a living donor there. I am also a certified health and life coach. I will be launching relaunching one-on-one sessions very soon where I'll hope to be able to connect with all of you. I am a motivational speaker. I, love to not just visit schools, but organizations where I get to share my story and the impact and really interact with you face to face and inspire you and motivate you on your own path to victory. Over there, thank you. Oh, Beverly. Beverly says she cried her eyes out after she saw that long video of me with my near accident. Wow. Wow, definitely one you have to watch. Happy hippie, hello, hello. Beverly, thank you, thank you. And so, listen, I don't want to take away from the fact that everyone has their challenges, and I don't want you to think that this is easy by any means. On the contrary, like I said at the beginning of the live, this is really, really difficult. This is far from easy. But the point is it's possible. You can get to a place of victory. You can get to a place where you, yourself, you overcome, you achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And I hope to just let you know that, even as I lay here, not only fully debilitated and, worried about whether or not I'm going to spill my drink in my lap tonight or if I'll be able to grab my phone after this. I actually have my phone on the stand. My caregiver is waiting to go to bed because I need him to be able to get my phone before I end the live. I need to suction for the night and get out all those secretions so that, God forbid, I don't develop a mucus plug and possibly suffocate at 3 a.m. in the morning. There's so many different factors to being me and living my life. And I really hope to be able to share so much more of that with you. I have an upcoming series, 9 Lives and Counting, that I will be, releasing hopefully soon, and can share with you just all the various situations that almost took my life in my 40 years of existence. And yet I'm still here. That's the point. I'm still here, and I'm still, fighting. I'm still being strong. But most importantly, I'm still loving and enjoying life. That's what it's about. It's about turning pain into purpose. It's about using all of these scenarios that are meant to defeat us and coming out stronger on the other side, coming out victorious. Thank you, TN. Thank you. Elena, I love you too. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so grateful to every single one of you being here with me tonight. Again, I just seeing the amount of people that have showed up to hang out, to just spend their Saturday night chilling with me, listening to my words. That gives me power. That invigorates me. Your daily interactions, they all keep me going. I mean it from the bottom of my heart when I say that each and every one of you gives me strength. And I'm really, really appreciative to have you guys subscribe to my channel, to be following along in my journey. And there's so much more to come. I know now, trust me, more than ever, as hard as my life is harder than ever, but I know more than ever that God has me here for a reason, just like Beverly said, and that I have so many more things that I want to go on to achieve and accomplish. I ask you to please consider visiting any of my support links in my About section. Again, I have really humbly tried to make everything affordable to everyone, from $2.99 up to about $17 for my book with shipping. So please consider joining as a member again here on YouTube, my Boxcar tier membership for all exclusive content, all things Kristoff, purchasing my book, One Man, 3 Hearts, 9 Lives, which is available on Amazon. You can also get it on Kindle ebook. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free. And consider, please, making a $5 or $10 donation to the GoFundMe in support of completing my full feature and achieving my life dream and mission. The GoFundMe link is in my bio. And you can also rent or purchase my short documentary. It's a 23-minute short documentary. It started with the heart, a Sugar Beach digital production on Vimeo by DocuMarket. And you can really learn from a visual perspective, a visual unlike any other that you will experience. This is a movie that will touch your soul. I do not say that lightly. Sugar Beach Digital did such an incredible job of putting out an award-winning piece of work that that tells my story, my miraculous survival story. So please consider renting or purchasing my short documentary on Vimeo by DocuMarket. Um, Again, I'm so grateful. I'm feeling so much gratitude tonight in particular because with the culmination of my challenges also comes the realization of just how strong and powerful I really am. And I owe so much of that realization to all of you because I would not be able to be so reinvigorated without all of your love and support. Hoonigan RC. I have a very rare muscle disease called myofibrillar myopathy. It's a very rare genetic muscle disease that I was born with, and it has slowly caused me to be a fully disabled quadriplegic. I am fully wheelchair bound, and I have a 24/7 live-in caregiver who does everything for me. He is the person that gets me to the bathroom, wipes me in the bathroom, showers me, dresses me. And the job is very particular, which is why this accident occurred last week because the person who took over just was not as familiar with my care. Hoonigan, I'm welcome. Welcome, Hoonigan. I'm hoping that you're going to hit that subscribe button, join the Heart Train, and hop aboard. I would really love for you to follow along in my journey. So welcome, my friend. Welcome. I'm happy to have you here. And Mama T, so good to see you. Any last minute questions before I wrap up? Again, Emmanuel, I don't like to keep him up too late, so just gonna start to close things out. I'm really grateful for each and every one of you that has joined with me tonight. I love hanging out with you. It means the world to me. Don't be sorry, Mo. Don't please. Please, I appreciate it, but don't be sorry, Mo, over there. Hoonigan RCs has been there, man. My mother did the same for 4 months after my motorcycle accident. Wow. Wow. You see, every single one of us, like our stories may be different. Our stories may be different, but collectively, life is not easy for anybody. And it's really powerful when we can realize that we're not alone, that we have each other to lean on. And that's what I really hope to achieve in building this community and movement, is to have a place for everybody to come together and motivate one another, encourage one another to keep going and to never ever give up on your own personal journey to victory. Another exciting thing, I am going to be launching an exclusive merch line, which will be available to all of you. And I really can't wait to share the designs. I can't wait for you guys to be rocking the merch out there, making yourself feel fly, looking good. Oh, these designs are gonna be so hot. I'm telling you, I got exciting things in the works, and I can't wait for all of you guys to be a part of it. I'm so excited. Scooby-Doo! Scooby-Doo says, cannot agree more. 30-year-old disabled since 13 years old with a genetic disorder. I'll be keeping your words with me about victory. Scooby-Doo, that made my night. Thank you so much. You clearly just by reading those two sentences, are an absolute warrior yourself, and you should be so, so proud. You should be so proud. And I'm honored that you're going to hold my words close to your heart. That is like the best compliment that I could get. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you hit that subscribe button. Everybody, I hope that you are subscribed. Again, my goal is 100,000 subscribers for the 1 year anniversary of my relaunch here on YouTube. And I know we can get there. I know that you guys can get me there. So do me a favor, keep interacting with the channel. I love your comments. Like I said, the whole time in the hospital, I was feeding off of those comments. I'm reading comments and it's giving me strength. So please, I love interacting with you. I would love for you to read my story, watch my short documentary, and if you're able to, I would really appreciate you making a generous donation to the GoFundMe. All the support links are in my About section. Beverly says, thank you to all the new subscribers. Yes, Beverly is so correct. Thank you guys. We really appreciate all the support. Scooby-Doo, thank you. Thank you. Scooby-Doo says, ditto mate, thank you for fostering community. And yes, already subscribed. All right. Well, I hope to see you again in the comment section, Scooby-Doo. Again, to everybody who is rewatching this, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Again, I love just, being here. Sometimes I'm at dialysis, and that's when I choose to interact with comments before I fall asleep and knock out. And I just want to say once again, before I go, that I'm so grateful for my community, my family. I'm grateful to the producer, Jennifer, my film Ladybug, and once again, my caregiver. You guys don't know that I've come to points in this last year where I really, really struggled with whether or not I could do this. Because I want to do this. This is what I feel like I've been called to do by God. But it's so hard sometimes. And you remind me what it's about. You remind me that it's to have somebody else who's disabled here in the live telling me that they're going to hold my words close to them. That makes it all worth it, My mom and I had a really, really tough time this go around in the hospital. We were at each other's throats. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know I wrap it in a nice bow and I present it well, but it's hard. It's really, really hard. And you, all of you, every one of you, is a reminder of why I do this, why I keep going, why I keep fighting. Every time I see a rental of my short documentary, and I know that I'm reaching one more person around the world, a purchase of my book, every time I see a donation to that GoFundMe, and it's like somebody is saying, Chris, I believe in you. Keep going. You got this. I can't wait to continue to visit schools, organizations, and look in the face of everyone from children in kindergarten to grown adults and realize that I am motivating them to live their very best life, to enjoy life, to embrace the struggle, to embrace the pain, and to turn it into the purpose for victory. That is my mission, and I won't stop. I won't stop. Thank you for being here with me tonight. It's been an honor and a pleasure because it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be. I love you guys. I love you. Emmanuel, I love you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I'm gonna suction. I figure I'm not gonna end the live. I figure you guys might want to see the suctioning. Whew. Sorry, you know, I don't ever want to just, you know, gloss over things. I really want to show all sides, and you know, sometimes that gets me a little emotional. the, Look, guys, you want to see? Look who just came in. Hold on, hold on. That's my puppy Paris. She is 3 years old. She'll be 4 July 1st. She's a French Din. So she's a French Bulldog Boston Terrier mix. And that's my baby. I got her at the end of quarantine, and she is really, really another shout out to you, Paris, because she gets me through so much. I was so happy to see her when I got home. Beverly, I love you. Gan Film Ladybug says, Christoph, we will see each other next week and send happiness of love to see everybody. Yeah, to everybody. Sorry. Yes, oh my God, I'm doing brunch next week with the producer Jennifer and my film Ladybug. I can't wait. When I tell you, I'm so excited for that. Little Miss Paris, yes. Viper says, what do you think about Islam and Muslims? What do you mean? I love Islam and Muslims. I love the world. Guys, I'm not a person who discriminates. I don't push my faith or religion, political views on anybody. You come as you are, and I love you. That's my answer to that question. I love everybody as is. There's no feelings of anything. Really, there's not. Like, if it's one thing my illness and my debilitation has taught me is that, you know, it's too insignificant to be judging people, and you know, everybody do you, you know. Um, I'm gonna suction before I finish this. Oh, they're saying hello, Emmanuel. Yeah. He says hi, guys. Do you believe? Yes, Viper, I do. I believe in God. My faith is very strong. You can go. Common sense, I know, right? I've gotten used to it. A lot of people gag, and it's not painful, but definitely uncomfortable. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful night. Sweetest of dreams, and I will see you on the next live. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, like, comment, share, read the book, rent and purchase the short documentary. All support links are in my bio. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Manuel, can you hit the X for me at the top? On the left side. Yeah, yeah. And then